What is YouTube?
A repository for consciousness. It's the Library of Alexandria for consciousness in visual form, in video form. You know, and don't get me wrong, it includes all our junk too. It includes all our junk. But hopefully this is a Library of Alexandria that can't get burned down. Right. You know, right. But I think the long form, highbrow conversations that can be now stored there forever bring me so much pleasure because they can find their audience. You know, right. It's this notion of Leary, find the others.
Yeah.
I think if I really sort of reverse engineer and look back on what I've done, my videos have all been a way of finding the others, right. Or actually allowing the others to find me.
Yeah.
They're my beacon in the night. Doot, doot,
yeah.
doot, 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 doot. We're all in the dark ocean, man, sailing with no navigation. But what we have is our eyes, and occasionally we see a light. And then we find the light, and we find the light that lights us up. And dude, I owe my entire career to Shots of Awe. And Shots of Awe began from ideas that I got while in an altered state mediated by cannabis. So this is no different than a religious pilgrim who might or might not have accidentally eaten some psychoactive fungi, had a vision, told his friends about the vision, and then become some kind of a movement because of it. All art and all great visions that turn into things in the world, I believe, began in a highly altered state in which you weren't all there anyway.
Right.
So it comes through you, but not from you, and though it is with you, it belongs not to you. And then look at the consequences, look at the ripple effects, and look at the way this can be amplified now with these platforms. It won't take 10,000 years for an idea to scale to reach the world. You know, now it can happen in a few months. Look what happened with Jordan Peterson's ideas.
Yeah, and look at the world 25 years ago without YouTube, or 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, someone maybe in their entire lifetime might be fortunate enough to spend 5 minutes with you and get an idea that maybe they would remember, maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they could buy a printed book and read these funny words.
Yeah.
And but now they can see it and feel it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
And now they can get 200 of those from you. And go deeper on this flow state.
Incredible.
And then we're constantly, I mean, it's...
It actually, you could argue that, well, our brains were designed for this because we're doing it.
Right.
But some people say, you know, the brain, we evolved in a world in which we only knew like 50 people in the little village. So we're not used to receiving the scrutiny or the attention of thousands, much less millions of people.
Right.
The idea that, you know, and we infer the mental states of others. We can do mind reading, right? But imagine the millions of people that are inferring my mental state when they watch one of my Shots of Awe.
Yeah.
When a Shots of Awe gets 1 million views, that's 1 million people that watched it and had a moment of intersubjective communion with me. And they inferred my mental states, they listened to what I said, they responded emotionally to it, they might have chosen to share it. That means it's like I've planted a seed, I've taken up real estate in the minds of millions, even though I'm only one person and I could never know those millions of people, but those millions could all know me, which is insane to think, you know, to think that my consciousness, through mimetic distribution, I've turned my mind inside out. My consciousness is like, and your consciousness is like a tapestry in this collective consciousness now, you know, and Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan certainly, and every comedian or every person who ever had a mouthpiece that can now compete in the marketplace of ideas. And you know, ideas have sex, ideas leap from brain to brain, ideas have infectivity and spreading power, and even though ideas are not made of nucleic acid, they have achieved more evolutionary change and at a rate that leaves the old gene panting far behind. You know, like, whoa.